Hello friends, if you have a dream to get a PR and move to Canada, then you are watching the right video. The very first step is to know whether you are eligible or not. No need to give money to any consultant for this purpose. It is very simple and I will explain you in this video. There are two kinds of points to be considered. One is Federal Skilled Worker Points. Second one is CRS points. In this video, we will only talk about FSWD, that is Federal Skilled Worker Points, because only if you have been qualified in this FSW points, then CRS points should be calculated. Now, coming to this FSW points, that is Federal Skilled Worker Points. There are 6 factors to be considered while calculating your points. I will show you how to calculate your points based on each factor. Now, as you can see, the 6 factors are: one is age, another one is education, next is work experience, next is language test, next is adaptability, next is arranged employment from Canada. The minimum points when you actually calculate points in all these factors, the minimum point should be 67. Now, coming to the age factor. Now, as you can see, there is a table in the left-hand side of the slide. Now, for example, if John's age is 32, then if you see the table, so 32 actually comes under 18 to 35, which is 12 points. So, since John's age is 32, points gained for his age is 12 points. Next is education. Here, for example, if John's education is bachelor's, that is, if John is done his bachelor's, then in this left-hand side table, bachelor's falls under post-secondary degree 3 years or longer, which will be having 21 points. So, for bachelor's, John will gain 21 points. Next is work experience. Here, for example, John work experience is 8 years. Now, when you see in the left-hand side table, if a person's work experience is 6 or more than 6 years, he will gain the maximum point, that is 15. So in this case, John's experience is 8 years, so he'll be gaining 15 points. Next is IELTS score. Friends, I suggest you to write IELTS before calculating the points, because only when you write and get the actual result, you will know the exact figure. Now, say for example, here in John's example, so there are 4 sections in IELTS: listening, speaking, reading and writing. Now, say for example, listening, John is scored 8 in the right hand side table. So, if he scored 8, then for 8 listening, the points gained is actually 6 points. You can see in the left hand side table that IELTS score for listening is 8, so the points gained will be 6. Coming to speaking, if he scored 7 in speaking, then when you see in the left hand table, if speaking is 7, then the point score will be again 6 points. Then reading is 6.5. So when you check reading here, so reading is 6.5. For 6.5, we will be scaling 5 points. Then for writing, it is 6. So for writing, if you scored 6, then the corresponding points for that is 4 points. So when you add up all these points, then you'll be getting 21 points. So John is scored 21 points in IELTS. Next is adaptability. So these are some other advantages. For example, if you have past work experience in Canada for at least 1 year, then you will gain 10 points. If your spouse or partner has a full-time work experience in Canada at least for 1 year, then you will get 5 points. Or if you have studied in Canada for at least 2 academic years, then you will get 5 points. Or if your spouse or partner has been studied in Canada for 2 years, then you will get again 5 points. If you have any employment in Canada, you'll get 5 points. If your spouse, yeah. So there is an advantage in IELTS. If your spouse or partner also has taken IELTS, and if you scored minimum points like listening 4.5, reading 4.5, writing 3.5, and speaking 4, you will gain 5 points. And if you have any relative in Canada, then you will get 5 points. So relative in Canada, that means the relative should be holding an PR or it should be a citizenship, or else it will not be considered. So in this case, John has a relative in Canada, so he's gained 5 points. Then Canada employment. Now, if you are currently working in Canada, or if you have any job offer from Canada, as we discussed in the last slide, you'll get some points. In this, John doesn't have any of this, so he's getting 0. Then final points calculation for John for FSWD, that is Federal Skilled Worker Program, is you need to add up all the score which you have gained in each factor. So age is 12 for John, education is 21, work experience is 15, IELTS is 21, adaptability that is 5 because he has a relative in Canada. Arranged employment is 0. So when you calculate all this, John is getting 74 points. So John is eligible to apply for a PR since his points is more than 67. Yes. So the minimum points is 67. If you have got more than 67, then you are eligible to apply for PR. Now, please like this video if it is helpful. In a future video, I will explain you how to calculate CRS points. That is after you are eligible in this Federal Skilled Worker Program points. Thank you.